So recently, I went to the barber shop for the first time in a long time. It's actually the shortest my hair has ever been, and it got me thinking about some of the awful haircuts I've had in the past. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the infamous bowl cut, but if you aren't, imagine the hairstylist putting a coconut on your head and... yeah. That's your hair. I'm kinda embarrassed to admit that I had this haircut for not 1, not 2, but 13 heckin' years. I can't really tell you why I stuck with this haircut for so long. Most of it was probably just that I didn't really care, and for the most part, that still holds true. I just now know what makes me look like a heckin' tool. Believe it or not, the thing that actually led me to change my haircut was my introduction to anime. I realized pretty quickly that there were way cooler haircuts than the bowl cut, and one of the ones that really stood out to me was the super long hair look that I thought looked totally badass. There are children watching. So as I let my hair grow out, I realized that for the time being, I needed to do something about my bangs, as I still had the bowl cut thing going on, and I needed to do something about it. Funnily enough, is that a word? Funnily enough, doing this turned my life a complete 180, or more like a complete 85. What I did was I turned my front bangs off to the side, which was like one of the most monumental changes in my life, let me point out. I went from being an awkward, shy person who couldn't communicate with people to an awkward, shy person who could slightly communicate with people. It was a big enough change to make a difference. A thing you should know about me is that I'm really bad at taking care of my hair. Like, I wash it every morning, but that's pretty much it. This is fine for shorter hair, as it really doesn't get tangled, but with longer hair, this ends up looking really bad. It got to the point where, in a crowd full of people, my mom was able to identify me from across the gymnasium because I had my signature hair curl thing at the bottom due to it not being brushed. The thing you need to know about boys and long hair is that long hair only looks good if it's really long. In my opinion, of course. There are boys at my school with really long hair who do not pull it off at all, and there are boys who manage to make it work. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. That never happens in my videos. Nope, not one bit. Eventually, I realized that this haircut did not work for me, and so I got my first haircut in 2 or 3 years. I remember getting a card from the place saying that, "Your haircut will expire in 2 months. Come back again for another haircut." And I remember 2 months later, of the next year, seeing that card and laughing. And that brings me to my most recent haircut. I had gotten to the point where I had been putting it off for quite a few months, and I really needed one. It wasn't the longest my hair had ever been, but it was pretty close. I didn't really have high expectations for the place, as it was a Walmart hair salon, and I did have a relatively poor experience in the past, as I had intended on getting a haircut a few months prior, but they said there would be a wait time of 1 hour, and that they would put my name on the list. I wait 1 hour, come back, and find that they never put my name on the list. So I went in with low expectations and asked if I could get a haircut, and they said that the wait time would be around half an hour and that they would put my name on the list. I was skeptical, but half an hour later I came back and found that the place had been pretty much deserted for the better part of the past 20 minutes, and I got to get my haircut. Kind of frustrating, but I was just glad that I would be able to get rid of all that hair that had built up. They gave me a little magazine with a bunch of popular haircuts and told me to look through it and find something that I liked. 2 minutes go past and I saw absolutely nothing, but the barber had come back and asked me if I had seen anything that I liked, and being the super confident person I am, I said, yes, this one looks good, kinda good, I guess, as I pointed to a random haircut a few pages back from the one I was on. I probably should have actually looked at the haircut that I had chosen. It's probably a pretty good idea, come to think of it. So a couple of minutes pass, and I was facing away from the mirror for the majority of it, so I didn't really know what my hair looked like. I was imagining all of the wonderful, attractive possibilities when the person who was cutting my hair goes over and starts helping someone else set up a time for a haircut. I figured now would be a good time to see what my hair actually looked like, so I turned the chair around to the mirror. I am a literal thumb. I was expecting my hair to be medium length with a few layers, but I was met with an extremely thin layer covering the top of my head and not much else. I'm just terrified to see what the future brings for my hair. So first of all, thanks for 1,000 subs, official video on that coming soon. Second, I'd just like to say thanks for all the amazing fan art. The best place to send it is on Twitter, or you could just follow me and see the status of my videos. This isn't shameless self-promotion at all. The final thing is that I'm considering changing my character, but I've already sort of established my current characters, so I'll put an example and you guys tell me which you like more in the poll in the iCard. That's all. Okay, bye.